You were telling me okay. So
So
there's
the
one.
UAE, the last country.
Yes, right. Right.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, representatives of the Republic of the Philippines and officials of the UAE, welcome to Expo 2020 Dubai, where every day is a cause for celebration until the 31st of March 2022. Today is a new year for the Republic of the Philippines. As it celebrates its National Day, we rejoice with them a new year of relations to further deepen the roots of our mutual destiny and further enforce our bonds.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ضيوفنا الكرام، نرجو من الجميع الوقوف والترحيب بمعالي رامون لوبيز وزير التجارة والصناعة في جمهورية الفلبين، ومعالي أحمد بن علي الصايغ وزير دولة إلى مسرح الأمم. Good afternoon, honored guests. Please stand and welcome His Excellency Ramon Lopez, Minister of Trade and Industry and Commissioner General and Chairman of the Philippines Organizing Committee for Expo 2020 Dubai, and His Excellency Ahmed bin Ali Al-Saigh, Minister of State, to the stage of nations. Greetings, Your Excellencies, esteemed dignitaries and invited guests, and welcome to the official National Day ceremony of Expo 2020 Dubai. This afternoon, we gather to officially honor the Republic of Philippines and their participation in this exceptional global event. Now please rise for the flag raisings and the national anthems of the United Arab Emirates and the Republic of Philippines. my esteemed honor to introduce and welcome His Excellency Ahmed bin Ali Al Sayegh for his opening remarks.
Please. Thank you. Your Excellency Ramon Lopez, Minister of Trade and Industry of the Republic of the Philippines, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be with you today to celebrate the National Day of the Republic of the Philippines. I welcome you among your friends in Dubai and the United Arab Emirates and express how delighted we are to have the Philippines as an active participant at Expo Dubai 2020. We are proud to host the first World Expo to be held in the region and welcome the world onto our global platform. The participation of 192 countries is a valuable opportunity for us to engage in meaningful dialogue and develop sustainable solutions to the challenges that we face collectively. At Expo 2020, under the theme Connecting Minds, Creating the Future, we aim to chart a better and more sustainable tomorrow for everyone, and we are thankful for the Philippines' substantial contributions to our purpose. Your Excellency, the Philippines Pavilion is built with a distinctive and sustainable design under the theme Bangkóta, an ancient Filipino word meaning coral reef. It showcases the beautiful island nation's scenic nature, as well as the successes and innovations of its friendly people, giving us a unique glimpse into the vibrant culture and heritage of the Philippines, and most importantly, its growth and vision for the future. The pavilion also serves as a meeting point for investors, promoting the Philippines' growth sectors, including infrastructure, ICT, ecotourism, and positioning the country as a key trade partner in the region. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you, Your Excellency, and your team on the Philippines' substantial participation concept. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the relationship between the UAE and the Philippines, which was established in the early 70s, is a strong one based on shared visions and mutual respect. The Filipino diaspora in the UAE is considered one of the UAE's largest communities, exceeding 500,000 people, and continuing to play a key role in our nation's growth and development, and heart, as you all know. Given that the Philippines is one of the most dynamic economies in the East Asia-Pacific region, we are also keen on exploring new prospects of cooperation between our public and private sectors within areas of common interest. I welcome you again, Your Excellency Ramon Lopez, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to this historic global event, and wish you a fruitful and unforgettable experience at Expo 2020. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Now please join me welcoming this afternoon's honoree from the Republic of Philippines, Minister Ramon Lopez, for his remarks.
His Excellency Ahmed bin Ali Al Sayed, Minister of State, Trade Minister Excellency Al Thani, Excellency Najib Al, Executive Director of the Expo 2020, to our distinguished ministers, Senator Pimentel, honorable congressmen and congresswomen, fellow members of the cabinet, fellow workers in government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. 4,000 years ago, our ancestors arrived on boats north of the Philippines as part of the great movement of the Austronesian-speaking people. Thereafter, the story of our people began. An ancient culture was born and carried over time by the continuing movement of Filipinos over land and across seas. Today, the constant, incessant movement of Filipinos all over the world is the inspiration behind the Philippines presentation here at Expo 2020 Dubai. The Philippines Pavilion is aptly named Bangkóta, meaning coral reef in ancient Filipino. Like a coral reef, where a single polyp can travel across oceans, attach itself to other polyps, then grow into bigger corals. Filipinos travel and migrate, build vibrant communities everywhere they go, bringing with them their skills and talents, and contributing tremendously to the economies of countries where they settle. We commend the UAE government for its bold initiative in hosting the first World Expo in the Middle East, North Africa, and South Asia region. And in delivering what turned out to be the biggest and most impressive expo ever. We are proud to be part of such an achievement. Our participation in Expo 2020 Dubai is memorable in many ways. We have the biggest pavilion in the history of our participation in World Expos. It is the very first time that we have a self-built pavilion of such scope and magnitude. And we have a singularly focused theme that revolves on one narrative: our 4,000-year journey as a people. The Expo 2020 Dubai has been a game changer in Philippines-UAE economic relations, opening up unlimited opportunities in trade, tourism, and investments. We project increased revenues in major industry sectors. We see both our economies recovering from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, as total trade between our two countries rose by 35%, with a value of $951 million in 2021 from about $700 million in 2020. Philippine exports is valued at $245 million, while imports doubled to $706 million. Among the Philippines' trading partners in 2021, UAE is our biggest export partner in the Middle East, and Abu Dhabi in particular serves as a transit hub for the Philippines' export products, many of which enter duty-free to other countries in the Middle East. In terms of investments, the UAE ranked as the 17th top source of approved investments in 2019, valued at $13.2 million. And we see this only as a beginning, as we are to sign the Investment Promotion and Protection Agreement, and we have also just signed the launching of the discussion for the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. The signing of the Philippines-UAE Investment Promotion and Protection Agreement intensified the economic relations of both states as it forges deeper investment ties. The agreement is very comprehensive. It affords more protection of UAE investments into the Philippines and vice versa. It accords national treatment, most favored nation treatment, freedom from expropriation, transfers, access to investor-state dispute settlement mechanism, among others. It is even a more opportune time now for UAE investors to invest in the Philippines, as recent economic and regulatory reforms are now set in place, such as the liberalization of the Public Service Act, due to be signed by our President, the Retail Trade Law, which was already signed by our President, and the Foreign Investment Act, about to be signed also by our President, and the improvement in the tax and incentives regime of the Philippines. I therefore urge that the Joint Committee on Investment established under the agreement be called to start investment initiatives. Furthermore, both sides agreed to launch the negotiation of the future Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, or CEPA, that will strengthen trade, enhance investment flows, remove unnecessary barriers to trade, and create new business opportunities. These bilateral agreements are both important and significant because they denote a commitment from both countries to work together to deepen cooperation and stimulate business initiatives on the basis of mutual benefit. I sincerely thank His Excellency Mohammed bin Hadi Al Husayni, Minister of State for Financial Affairs, for his leadership in steering the negotiations for the IPPA to its final conclusion. I likewise thank His Excellency Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Zayudi, the Minister of Foreign Trade, for his warm response to the CEPA and to increase economic activities between our countries. I am pleased to report that from this morning's business briefing, several UAE companies have signified long interest to invest and explore business opportunities in the Philippines by signing letters of intent and memoranda of understanding. These investment prospects are expected to bring an estimated $580.5 million and generate about 3,900 employment opportunities in the Philippines. More than trade and investments, however, our relationship with UAE is founded on people power, the power of the estimated 700,000 Filipinos working and living here in the UAE. It is with boldness that I state a simple fact. We help power not only your economies, but your lives with care and compassion, giving a deeper meaning to the word service. My sincerest thanks to the UAE government and His Highness Khalifa bin Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, the President of the United Arab Emirates and ruler of Abu Dhabi, for taking good care of our Filipino nationals and providing them with a safe environment to grow and prosper. On this special day, the Philippine National Day at the Expo 2020 Dubai, our beloved President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, together with my fellow workers in government, the Executive Department, the honorable leaders in Senate and Congress, our kababayans, the overseas Filipino workers, we all share with the UAE and the world the untold journey of the Filipino and his remarkable story of migration, aspiration, and assimilation. It is a story that needs to be told and retold so that this generation and future generations to come will have a deeper understanding and appreciation of the Filipino emergence in the community of nations. I salute our fellow Filipinos here in the UAE. Palakpakan po natin sila. Ating mga kababayan. And commend their fearless quest for a better life for themselves, their families, and loved ones, and for their communities. I pay homage to the Filipino spirit of bayanihan, evident in their presence here today to celebrate with us on the occasion of the Philippines National Day. Mabuhay ang Pilipino, mabuhay ang UAE, mabuhay po ang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po. Shukran.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We are now pleased to share a cultural performance that traces the 4,000-year story of the Filipino people, presented by Bangkóta, an ancient word for coral reef, as you mentioned before, Your Excellencies, and is an apt description of the Filipino people. Like the creatures that have built the reefs, they have been scattered and spread, held together by one soul. This afternoon's performance is an original production, guided by the rich music and lyrics of E.J. Yatko, and created to complement the essence and design of the Philippines Pavilion. Here now proudly representing the Republic of Philippines, please welcome the production piece, Daloyang Nang Diwa, to the stage of nations.
Loob ay di bayan, huwag kakalimutan. Ikaw ay may masisilungan sa bayang nakaukit sa guhit ng ating palad, ang bayang bitbit, san man mapadpad. Maaring bumagsak, maaring mawala sa landas na tinatahak, maaring maligaw sa mundong kay lawak. Loob ay tibayan, huwag kakalimutang ikaw ay may masisilungan sa tahanang nakaukit sa guhit ng ating palad. Ang bayang bitbit, san man mabatbat, sakyan ng intak ng daluyong, sundan ang pulong ng amihan, at tayo'y dadaong sa baybaying daratnan. Kalakipang kahapon patungo sa bukas, maglayang tayo sa hangganang wagas. Sakyan ang indak ng daluyong, sundan ang pulong ng amihan, at tayo'y dadaong sa baybaying daratnan. Kalakipang kahapon patungo sa bukas, maglayang tayo sa hangganang wagas.
Maaring malakas ang siguang hinaharap, maaring abuhin and run? Paano kapag bansa ay sumabit? Paano kapag nawawala ng katig? Iwanan na ang duda, sagutin ang bakit di lumisan sa kaisipan ng takot ay sa salt and sea. Begin stepping in one, use faith not eyes, ever forward in one, two. Fair winds and following seas, your heart will yearn for what you need. Deep breath, make waves and ride the sail. Once upon a time we were meant to sail. Nakaguhit na sa palad ng sinwagi sa bituin. Iyong patutunguhan ay binubulong ng hangin, alay ng karagatan. Ang iyong katatagan, parola sa bagyo, tibay ng kalooban. Kasama mo ang langit, huwag ka na mag-alinlangan. Kasama mo ang buwan at buong kapuluan. Ikaw ang araw, sumisikat sa silangan. Magbibigay liwanag sa may bahay daratan. Lumangoy, lumipad, lumundag, maglayag! Maraming salamat.
What a beautiful show. I would like to thank Dela Young Nang Diwa for that vibrant presentation and thank Alexa for that angelic and beautiful voice. And with this, we conclude our official National Day ceremony of the Republic of Philippines. Now please join me once again in thanking everyone who has joined us here this afternoon. And welcome to Expo 2020 Dubai.
We extend our congratulations to the Republic of the Philippines, embodied in its representatives and every Filipino citizen that breathes the air of the UAE on their National Day. We extend our thanks to our excellencies for being here at Expo 2020 Dubai. This spot, the Wasl Plaza, is the home for plenty of occasions, and in every day, this dome will host a National Day celebration until the last day of Expo 2020 Dubai. Thank you for coming.